and Happy New Year, and welcome to my first video of the year. So I'm just going to share with you some of the layouts that I created in the month of November and December. Yes, I did say that November because I did a couple of layouts in November for the Scrapbook Generation Challenge. But guess what? I never got to finish it, and I never posted it, and so yeah, I never submitted it, but it's all good because it's a layout that was done and it's going to go into my books. So I'm just going to share with you. I'm going to try to share or go through these layouts in a little bit more detail just because none of them have process videos. So this one was created in the month of November. The theme was something about fall, and so I created a double page layout. I believe this one was based off of a sketch. It is a purchase sketch that I got from Scrapbook Generation, and I want to say it's one of those 3x4 sketches where you're working with 3x4 pictures. And if you've been following me, you know that that's kind of my jam in the past few years was working with 3x4 photos. So I have a bunch of photos here: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 photos here. Most of the right page is all pictures, although I did add a couple of the 3x4 cards. These are actually all just pattern papers that I've cut that size, and then I put the vertical photos over here. I'm sorry, horizontal photos over here, vertical over on that side, and then just added a few more layers here and there. I really had a lot of fun with this, and this was really fairly fast because I had a lot of photos, and so I just needed little bits and pieces of papers here. And another thing to note is that all of the papers that I used here are scraps, and so that's something that you might want to consider if you have a lot of scraps. Another thing that I liked or that I was happy that I was able to use was a bunch of die cuts. These are all die cuts, and I just pulled them out from my die cut book. If you have not seen the way I store my die cuts, I will make sure to leave a link in the description box below. But I just put all my die cuts in this, I think it's an 8x8 mini album, but I changed it into my book, and so it was easy for me to just pull out all of the fall ones and add it to my page. Okay, so the next layout this was turned in for the challenge, so I was kind of happy about that I made it just in time to turn it into the challenge. So this is a double page layout, and it's based off of a sketch, and the sketch is the challenge. So the inspiration was already given, and so I love my favorite part of the sketch was the strips, because you can totally use different like scraps. It is also, I made this for 2 challenges, one for the Scrapbook Generation sketch, but another one for the Scrapbook and Cards Today color challenge. And I really like the challenge of the color because I don't usually use pinks and greens and yellow. As you can see, there's like no distinct red, although I did use it for the tags and the little squares, but it was mostly kind of pinkish and blues and greens and yellows. I don't normally use yellows on Christmas, but I thought maybe it'll be fun to add that. So I added my photos, all my horizontal on one side, all my vertical on another, and then these are just cut aparts from a Simple Stories paper, as well as the tags. So I had fun creating this layout. The next layout is, I think I turned it in for 3 different kinds of challenges. I like to mix my challenges. So this one was based off of a Scrapbook and Cards Today sketch for a stash busting challenge at the scrap room, and then also a Christmas challenge at Scrapbook Generations. So I did do some machine stitching over here because the sketch called for it. I don't know if you can see it, it's very subtle, but I did have machine stitching. And then this pattern paper here has some of the glitter already onto the paper, so I thought that was really cool. Added a design. So the Scrapbook Rooms challenge, the stash challenge, you were to create a layout that had all of the items that spell layout. So L, I put little hearts, A for alphabets, Y for the yellow, O for the ovals, U for the upside down V that I used for A, and then T for tabs. So I like to do those challenges once in a while because it helps me to use up my items. And then this, for the scrapbook generation challenge, is just to make a layout about Christmas. And of course you can see this is gingerbread, gingerbread house and gingerbread man making session. Okay, the next layout is based off of a challenge at Scrapbook Generation and a sketch challenge at the Scrap Room Kit Club. I used a lot of scraps over here. These stickers and these papers are very old, but I'm glad that I was able to use them here. The challenge for the Scrapbook Generation one was to use this a Christmas song, and this one was already part of a paper strip from the same Echo Park collection, The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. So that's what I used, and then I just have five photos rather. So the photos are are very dark because it was taken during the nighttime, but I thought that the green background helped it to stand out a little bit more. Okay, next layout. This one was based off of a challenge, I believe just in Scrapbook Generation. Oh, and I think paper issues as well. I can't quite remember. But I had fun with this cut file. This is from Paper Issues, and I just backed it up with a ton more of the Christmas pattern paper. I'm trying to really use up my Christmas stash because I feel like they're getting old and I need to, update my Christmas paper stash, but I want to use these up first before I buy some new ones. And so I got this cut file and just backed them up. I used some liquid glue to make it easier for me to adhere them. And then I had these enamel or epoxy, I don't know what it's called, but these stickers from Pink Fresh Studio, and my plan was just actually to just add a couple or three of them to create a visual triangle, but I was like, why not? I don't even know when I'm going to use this again, so I just added a bunch of them here. I do have two left over from that pack, but I'm happy that I was able to use it here. And I did have 3 horizontal photos, and then because I did a quadrant matting for the 3 photos, I just put my title and my journaling on the 4th quadrant since it doesn't have a photo. And then my last layout this is based off of a sketch from Scrapbook Generation, and I did submit this as well for I think Paper Issues as well. I can't quite remember. But the challenge was that there was a circle, and then there was floral accents here, and then a little bit more floral accents on the right side. So instead of floral, because it's a Christmas, I decided to use stars. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I did a rainbow card series in the month of December, and I did a bunch of nested stars. This is actually the cardstock for that. So if you do not have a die cut machine, or I'm sorry, electronic die cut machine to cut your star frames, you can always use nested dies to make that frame, and then just back it up with some pattern paper, and that's what I did here. So I already had those stars, and so might as well. And then I did use some glitter for the circle to add some shine, and because I added that, I just decided to use the back side, the 12 by 12 of that circle cut, and use that as a frame to add to the shine of the layout. Now I'm going to tell you, when I finished the layout, I decided that it needed something over here and over here, and so I used my Nuvo crystal drops, but I didn't like the way it looked, and so I tried to take it off, and it just smeared, and that's why you see a sticker here and a sticker here to cover that. And so I was really frustrated because I've already spent a lot of time putting the layout together, and it was the finishing touches, and it was just not working for me. So I walked away. I actually went to sleep, and then the following morning I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. So I added some more dots over here, and then just left all that blob over here and covered up my mistakes. So that is how I correct my mistakes, because I don't really like redoing layouts because it's just a lot of work. But anyway, so those are my layouts, my Christmas and one fall theme layout. I hope that you guys like this share. If you have any questions, make sure that you leave it in the comment section below. Let me know which one was your favorite. I'm kind of interested which of the layouts were your favorite one. And if you do like these videos, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.